So we can start our session by looking at our posture, meditation posture. Ideally sitting on the floor in full lotus posture. That might be a little bit difficult. Make sure you are not pushing your body. Make sure you are comfortable. So you can sit either cross-legged or in half lotus or even Burmese style with one leg in front of the other. If sitting on the floor is difficult for you, you can also sit on the chair. Just make sure your back is straight, your spine is aligned, your body is upright. That is the most important instruction for the posture. The hands are resting on the lap, at your lap within the meditation mudra. So you have your right hand on top of the left and the two thumbs are slightly touching and it rests at your lap. The back is straight, this is the most important, but at the same time, your body is flexible, you're able to turn from left to right. The neck is aligned with the spine. You can slightly tilt your head forward, but not too much, just so that the spine is aligned with the spine. The neck is aligned with the spine. One tip of the ancient masters is for your tongue to actually be placed behind your upper teeth, touching your upper palate. This helps to reduce the production of saliva. The eyes are not completely closed, but not fully opened either, You just naturally let them slightly open and you gaze 1 or 2 meters ahead of you, so your gaze is 45 degrees cast down, but we don't pay attention to what our eye consciousness is apprehending. It is the mind, the mental consciousness that meditates. The shoulders are even and relaxed. So this is the first thing, is to look at our meditative posture. We'll try to maintain it for the duration of the meditation, which is about half an hour, so maybe 25 minutes more. The second thing we'll look at is our motivation for this session, our motivation. Why are we meditating? Why are we sitting on the cushion this morning? Lama Zopa Rinpoche used to say, the purpose of our lives is to help others. So let us look. What does it mean to help others? How can we help others? So we can contemplate, how others need help. In what condition sentient beings are. So we can contemplate that since beginningless time, all sentient beings, due to karma, due to afflictions, sentient beings are experiencing different types of suffering. Because of their karmas and afflictions, continuously they are taking rebirth again and again in the various states of samsara, of cyclic existence. Sometimes they are born as a human, sometimes as an animal, sometimes they are born in hungry ghost realms, hell realms, god realms, demigod realms, and so on and so forth. And in each of these realms, there are different kinds of suffering. We can observe, with our own eyes, what is happening in the animal realm, for example. In the wilderness, for example, animals are constantly living in the fear, the fear of being chased by other animals, like bigger animals or more ferocious animals. So there is this constant, looking out, anxiety of being eaten by other animals. We can even contemplate, Here in India, for example, we have many, street dogs at the moment who are living in the cold winter outside. We can contemplate even the animals that humans are considering as food, how they are treated, How thousands of them are, living together in very small places, and how they are sent to the slaughterhouse and so on and so forth. We can even contemplate with our own eyes the suffering of human beings, Maybe ourselves, we make the experience of suffering with sickness or old age or different obstacles, in life, with administration, at the job, in the family, with the partner. There are many different kinds of suffering we experience, we go through, and we can see around us so many different, human beings are going through various types of suffering constantly. So this is all due to their negative karmas and afflictions. The root of this is this, like the root of the afflictions is this self-grasping ignorance, this ignorance that apprehends phenomena to be existing truly, to be existing from their own side, to be existing inherently, independently, objectively, So it starts by, apprehending ourselves, apprehending the I, the me, as being independent, as being truly real, as being objective, as being inherently existent, this sense of very solid I. Because of this apprehension, we have this feeling, that we are the center of the universe, that we are the most important thing, more important than others. And because of that, we have all these afflictions that arise, such as anger, attachment, jealousy, pride, and so on and so forth. And these afflictions, these mental afflictions, they actually cause us to engage in negative actions and create negative karma, such as, killing, stealing, lying, and so on and so forth. So because of these karmas, continuously we are experiencing the result, which are unpleasant, suffering experiences. So to put an end to this vicious circle, to this vicious cycle of samsara, we need to cut the root of all these afflictions. We need to cut this self-grasping ignorance. We need to realize the ultimate reality, the actual truth, which is the emptiness of objective existence, of this I and all phenomena. When we realize this directly, we cut the root of all our problems. So we can try to generate a sense of compassion for ourselves, going through these since beginningless time, and for all sentient beings, around us. All sentient beings, without leaving none aside, can generate a sense of compassion for them who are going through these various types of sufferings because of their negative karmas, because of their afflictions. We can think, may I and all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, the causes being karma and afflictions. Try to generate this feeling in your heart. And the next thing is we try to generate a sense of responsibility, May I, myself, liberate sentient beings. May I free them from their karma. May I free them from their afflictions. Because I have this precious human rebirth at the moment. I've been born with all my faculties in a world, in a land where the Buddha appeared, where the Buddha taught, and the teachings are still widely available, especially these days with internet. There are many followers of the teachings and many people who are supporting the followers of the teaching. So this is a very precious, we are very fortunate, because it gives us the opportunity, to work on our mind by studying, contemplating, and meditating. Thanks to that, we are able to transform our minds, to eliminate our afflictions, to eliminate even our cognitive obscurations, and become fully awakened Buddhas. Because only by becoming fully awakened Buddhas will we be able to guide sentient beings without making any mistake, When we become a Buddha, we achieve the state of full awakening, which means full omniscience, So knowing perfectly, unmistakably, how to guide sentient beings. Knowing the 3 times of all sentient beings. Knowing their predispositions. Knowing how to teach them, basically, how to reveal the Dharma to them so that they get the tools, they get empowered to transform their own minds. So let us try to generate this most beautiful mind of bodhicitta, this most courageous mind for this session, for today, for this week. May I become a Buddha for the sake of all my dear Mother Sentient beings. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear Mother Sentient beings. Try to generate this most beautiful aspiration. So in order to become Buddhas, in order to transform our mind, we need to develop shamatha, calm abiding. We need to develop perfect concentration, because without that, we cannot observe emptiness directly. Without that, we cannot realize emptiness. So without that, we cannot eliminate our afflictions. We cannot, progress along the path. So this is what we are doing this morning in order to help others. We are trying to develop shamatha, we are trying to work on our concentration, our ability to calm the mind so that we can take whatever object, virtuous object we want, and observe it with clarity and stability. Of course, a prerequisite for achieving shamatha, achieving calm abiding, is a good sense of morality, a good sense of ethics. Because without that, it's very difficult to concentrate. If we have, if in our lives we are committing negative actions such as, lying, stealing, killing, all these things, it really pollutes our minds. When we try to concentrate, these things, they kind of come back and haunt us. So it's very important in daily life to practice morality. So then we can sit and try to develop our minds with shamatha, try to develop a good sense of concentration. And this is required, we need this concentration, even in order to, realize renunciation, realize bodhicitta, and of course, to realize the emptiness of objective existence, of phenomena. We need this clarity and stability of the mind. So let us try to work on this morning. Remember the posture. Most important is for your back to be straight. The second thing is the object of meditation. If you're familiar with shamatha, you can use, the object you would usually take for this meditation. Otherwise, I would recommend to focus on the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. Try to focus on that for the duration of the meditation. See how it feels when you breathe in, when you breathe out. If it helps you, you can also count, the cycles of breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, and so on and so forth. This could help some people to stay focused. Most important is to, pay attention to the feeling, the sensation of the breathing. The third instruction is to, be aware of the two different most common mistakes that arise in meditation. So the mind gets distracted. We tend to lose our object, especially as beginners. We get distracted a lot, and there are two main ways this happens. The first is called excitement. So mostly our mind will get distracted by thinking about, the past or the future. For example, thinking about our plans for today or what we were doing yesterday or any other time. Not remaining in the, not remaining in the moment, focusing on the breathing sensation. The second way the mind gets distracted is called lethargy or laxity or dullness. The mind is kind of falling asleep, is sinking, and therefore the object is lost because the concentration is not, we don't apply enough effort. We lose the object of meditation because of this laxity. And the final instruction for this meditation is to use the two antidotes to overcome these two errors of meditation. The first one is called alertness or introspection. So this introspection is a mental factor, meaning a part of our mind is checking, is checking, am I meditating? Am I focused on my mental object? And this introspection, this alertness, is looking at what the mind is doing. Is the mind focusing on the object of meditation, or is the mind distracted? And if this introspection notices that the mind is distracted either because of dullness or because of excitement, then it notices and kind of lets mindfulness know, because mindfulness is the second antidote. This mindfulness, its role is to bring the mind back onto the object of meditation and make sure the mind stays there. It's a little bit like if you have a pet dog at home and the dog runs away. So alertness or introspection will notice that the dog has run away, and mindfulness will bring the dog back home. And you can even imagine, to tie, to put a leash around the dog's body and tie it around against the pillar so that the dog stays home. It's just an example. So you can imagine that you're doing this with your mind. You notice that you're not focusing on your object of meditation, thanks to introspection. And with mindfulness, you bring the mind, like wherever it is you are thinking about this afternoon, for example, you notice that. And from there, with mindfulness, you bring the mind back onto your object. It is normal, especially as beginners, that the mind gets distracted. What we are training in, what is important when we do this meditation, is to apply these two antidotes, introspection and mindfulness. So we can try to practice like this for about 10 minutes. Gently come out of the meditation. Yesterday, Venerable Jamyang was telling us, we can rejoice when we do a meditation like this. We can rejoice, for example, today, in these 10 minutes, 3 times I noticed that my mind, for example, 3 times I noticed that my mind has wandered, and 3 times I brought it back to my object of meditation. So we can rejoice in this way, in our efforts, in our practice, in our training, in those antidotes, training in those mental factors of introspection and mindfulness. These are 2 essential mental factors for us to develop our minds, to progress, they are needed, to achieve calm abiding, to achieve a good concentration that is required, on the path, even to enter the path, to realize renunciation or bodhicitta. We need this calm abiding. So we can dedicate the merits we have gathered by meditating this morning so that we may be able very soon to develop these 2 mental factors to achieve calm abiding, to realize bodhicitta, realize emptiness, and become fully awakened Buddhas in order to guide all sentient beings without leaving none aside. May the precious mind of bodhicitta that we meditated on at the beginning of the session, may this mind that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen never diminish but increase more and more. May the wisdom realizing emptiness that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. We can pray for the long and healthy lives of our lamas, and in particular His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May he live very long and healthy, and may he continue to teach us, may he continue to guide us. May all his holy wishes be instantly fulfilled. We can also pray for the swift return of our spiritual director, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who showed the aspect of passing away last April, may we soon have the fortune to find his unmistaken reincarnation, and may Rinpoche continue to guide us and to lead the organization. Finally, to the merits we have accumulated today and the merits we have accumulated in the past, the merit we will accumulate in the future, may there be no wars in the world, may all the current wars immediately come to an end. May there be no famine, no disease, no sickness, no catastrophes of the elements, natural disasters. May peace and happiness prevail in everyone's hearts and minds, and may the Buddha Dharma last for a very long time. Thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you tonight. When Kabirji is teaching, giving a last session today at 6:30 p.m. Last session before traveling back to Bodh Gaya, where Kabirji will mostly be based this year. So don't miss the opportunity tonight at 6:30 to come here either in person or also online. And tomorrow evening, Venerable Jamyang will lead Medicine Buddha Puja, also at 6:30, both online and in person here at Tushita. So she will lead this puja, and that will be also the last opportunity to see Venerable Jamyang in Delhi for a while, because she's traveling on Wednesday morning to France, where she will be based now at Nalanda Monastery. So most welcome to join us tonight and tomorrow evening as well. And for the meditation, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 online, and Wednesday online and in person also at 9. Have a very good day, everyone. Bye-bye.